Welcome to Dystopian Bot Rise, where we analyze the intricate engineering behind the world's most sophisticated and timeless culinary creations. Today we dissect the legendary fruitcake recipe inspired by chef Thomas Keller, transforming a misunderstood dessert into a masterpiece of flavor. This recipe demands patience and precision, moving far beyond the dry, mass-produced cakes that many people have unfortunately experienced before. The journey begins with the selection of raw materials, where only the finest dried fruits are chosen to ensure superior quality. We meticulously inspect every single raisin and cherry, ensuring that only the most perfect pieces make it into the final mixture. The dried cherries add a tart sweetness that balances the rich density of the cake, providing a complex layer of flavor. Candied citrus peels are essential, offering a bright and zesty aroma that cuts through the heaviness of the spices and dough. Dried apricots are added for their chewy texture and subtle tartness, creating a delightful contrast within the soft crumb of the cake. Once prepared, these fruits are combined into a colorful medley, representing the heart and soul of this traditional holiday delicacy. The secret to a moist fruitcake lies in the maceration process, utilizing a high-quality dark rum or brandy for deep flavor. We pour the alcohol generously over the fruit blend, ensuring every single piece is submerged and ready to absorb the liquid. Gentle mixing is required at this stage to guarantee that the alcohol penetrates deep into the dried fibers of the fruit. The mixture must now rest for several days, allowing the dried fruits to rehydrate and become plump with the flavorful spirit. Time is an essential ingredient here, and as the long soaking period transforms the hard-dried fruit into soft, juicy flavor bombs. Upon uncovering the bowl, we find that the fruits have swelled perfectly, becoming tender and ready to be incorporated into the batter. To add crunch and texture, we select premium walnuts and pecans, lightly toasting them to enhance their nutty aroma and crispness. The nuts are chopped into coarse pieces, large enough to provide a satisfying bite, but small enough to blend seamlessly. Precision is key in baking, so we carefully weigh the all-purpose flour to ensure the structural integrity of the final cake. Sifting the flour aerates it, preventing clumps and ensuring a smooth, velvety batter that will suspend the heavy fruits effectively. A blend of warm spices, including cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg, is prepared to give the cake its signature festive aroma. These aromatic spices are whisked thoroughly into the flour, ensuring that every bite of the cake carries a balanced flavor profile. We use high-quality unsalted butter, softened to room temperature, which serves as the rich and creamy foundation for our cake batter. The butter is combined with dark brown sugar, which adds moisture and a deep molasses flavor that white sugar simply cannot provide. We cream the mixture until it becomes light and fluffy, incorporating air bubbles that will help lift the heavy batter during baking. Fresh eggs are added one at a time, allowing each to fully emulsify into the butter and sugar before adding the next. The resulting emulsion is smooth and rich, providing the necessary structure to hold the vast amount of fruit we prepared earlier. A touch of molasses or dark syrup is introduced, deepening the color and enhancing the moisture retention of the final baked product. Scraping down the bowl is a crucial step, ensuring that no unmixed butter or sugar remains stuck to the sides or bottom. We gently incorporate the dry ingredients, mixing only until just combined to prevent the development of tough gluten strands in the dough. The batter is now thick and aromatic, serving as a sturdy vehicle that will support the weight of our macerated fruit blend. Now comes the transformation as we introduce the massive amount of alcohol-soaked fruits and toasted nuts into the prepared batter base. We fold the ingredients together gently, ensuring even distribution so that every slice contains a perfect ratio of cake to fruit. Preparation of the baking pan is critical. We grease it thoroughly to ensure the cake releases easily after the long baking process. A double layer of parchment paper is used to line the pan, providing extra protection against the heat for the sugar-rich batter. The heavy batter is transferred to the pan and leveled carefully, pushing it into the corners to eliminate any trapped air pockets. A few firm taps on the counter help settle the mixture, ensuring a dense and uniform crumb structure throughout the entire cake. We introduce a water bath or a pan of water in the oven to maintain humidity, preventing the cake from drying out. The cake is baked at a low temperature, allowing it to cook slowly and evenly without burning the high sugar content fruit. Patience is required as the cake bakes for hours, slowly developing complex flavors and a beautiful dark golden crust on top. We test for doneness by inserting a skewer. It should come out clean, or with just a few moist crumbs attached to it. Once removed from the heat, the cake must cool in the pan for a while before it is sturdy enough to move. We carefully unmold the cake and peel away the parchment paper, revealing the moist, dark exterior that smells of roasted spices and fruit. While still warm, we poke small holes over the surface, creating channels for the preservation liquid to seep deep into the core. We brush the cake generously with more alcohol, a process known as feeding, which preserves the cake and enhances its moisture over time. To wrap the cake, we prepare a cheesecloth soaked in the same spirit, creating an alcoholic barrier against bacteria and drying air. The cake is swaddled tightly in the spirited cloth, ensuring that the environment immediately surrounding the cake remains humid and flavorful. An outer layer of foil or plastic seals everything in, preventing evaporation and allowing the cake to age undisturbed for weeks. The cake is stored in a cool place to age, a period where the flavors meld together and the harsh alcohol notes mellow. Every week, we unwrap and feed the cake a little more spirits, keeping it moist and extending its shelf life significantly. After several weeks of aging, the fruitcake has reached its peak maturity with a texture that is dense, rich, and incredibly moist. For the finishing touch, we prepare a simple glaze using heated apricot jam, which adds a beautiful sheen to the surface. The glaze is applied to the top, acting as a glue for a final garnish of nuts and fruits that signals luxury. Slicing into the cake reveals a stunning cross-section, a dense mosaic of jewel-toned fruits held together by a rich, dark crumb. We arrange the slices on fine china, presenting a dessert that contradicts every bad reputation fruitcake has ever had in history. The texture is firm yet tender, moist but not soggy, offering a sophisticated bite that pairs perfectly with coffee or tea. To prepare this as a gift, we wrap the finished loaf in premium wax paper, treating it with the respect it deserves. The wrapped cake is placed into a custom rigid box, and ensuring it remains protected during transport and arrives in pristine condition. A satin ribbon adds the final touch of elegance, signaling to the recipient that this is a handcrafted item of value. We include a handwritten care card instructing the recipient on how to store and serve the cake to maximize their enjoyment. The final presentation is nothing short of spectacular, a culinary gift that represents time, effort, and a deep understanding of flavor. From the initial selection of dried fruits to the careful aging process, every step has contributed to this singular moment of quality. This process proves that traditional recipes, when executed with modern precision and care, can withstand the test of time and taste. The result is a confection that is dense with history and flavor, a true celebration of the harvest and the holidays. Unlike the dry, citron-heavy bricks found in supermarkets, this fruitcake is a moist, living thing that evolves and improves with age. Ideally served in thin slices, it offers a burst of energy and warmth, perfect for cold winter evenings by the fire. Properly stored, this cake can last for months, allowing you to savor the fruits of your labor long after the holidays. The kitchen returns to stillness, but the aroma of spices and roasting fruit lingers in the air, a memory of creation. Feel free to experiment with different dried fruits or spirits to create a signature version that reflects your own personal taste. This technique of preserving fruit in cake is a global tradition, connecting us to generations of bakers who came before us. We hope this detailed breakdown inspires you to attempt this challenging but rewarding recipe in your own home kitchen this season. There is no better companion to a slice of this rich cake than a cup of hot tea or strong coffee. Take a moment to appreciate the science and art required to achieve such a balance of texture, moisture, and preservation. Culinary excellence is not an accident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution of the process. If you enjoyed this technical analysis of the perfect fruitcake, please leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching Dystopian Bot Rise. Subscribe now for more deep dives into the mechanics of our world. End transmission.